The Roundtable Cannonball Run Africa 2009 is proudly brought to you by Lloyd's TSB International. Welcome to the 7th Roundtable Cannonball Run Africa, and welcome also to Lamborghini Johannesburg and Investment Cars, where as usual the final preparations and formalities before the start of this year's event take place. And clearly a lot of excitement, a lot of smiles around, some beautiful cars, and a lot of people looking forward to a great event.
Welcome to the Roundtable Cannonball Run Africa 2009, sponsored by Lloyd's TSB International. They've come on as a primary sponsor, and a big thank you to them. And I'd also like a big thank you to Lamborghini Johannesburg and Respiratory Care Africa, who have come on again for the 3rd or 4th year in a row as sub-sponsors. Tomorrow morning when we meet at 7 a.m. sharp at Kyalami Grand Prix Circuit at the pits. Guys, not where we started last year, at the pits. Last year, all right. Where's my CLI? Just take a note, please. Guys, you do both need helmets and you do both need to take part. I would like to now introduce you to the Cannonball Run Lack of Intelligence Agency. If they would like to join me up on stage. What is your name?
Inspector Clot.
Inspector Clot. And your mate? Or are you mates?
He's Inspector Clueless.
Inspector Clueless. Okay, perfect. Are we going to raise any money if both of you are Clot and Clueless? Okay. Would you like to address the people?
If I may. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to stand here before you to take your money. The event is going to be perilous for those who transgress. The event is going to be perilous for those who don't have fun. It is also going to be perilous for those who have too much fun. So may I suggest, just act normal. We will be around, more or less, maybe, gathering information.
So people have to watch out what they do and what they don't do on this event, otherwise it's going to cost them a lot of money. It's also a bit of a competitive event, of course. Last year's winner, the MD of Lamborghini Johannesburg, Marius Malherbe.
Yeah, I must say we're pretty excited. I'm doing it with my daughter this year. It's always difficult to defend your title, but we're going to give it a jolly good go. As I've always said, it's a wonderful cause. It's giving to great charities, and it makes us think of people less fortunate than ourselves.
Fantastic viewing all these cars. That's the Chef Camaro Z28, the yellow one, Stuart Langheim and Dion van Dijk, amongst others. Right, day one at Kyalami Racetrack, ready for some circuit action. And welcome in the commentary box the event organizer, Ross Crichton. We've seen you and heard from you before in this program, Ross, but at this point, obviously, everybody looking forward to the start of the event.
Yeah, it's been a year coming since the last one, and the guys are all excited to take part here in Kyalami. This was a different event. They had to go around the track, stop, jump out, grab two mugs of water, jump back into the car and complete a lap without spilling as much as they can, and then come back and measure how much they had left.
Well, you may have been a little bit concerned about the high speed at the start, that mass start there, but obviously, Ross, we know that these guys are not really that fast, are they? So we decided to sort of speed up the action.
Yeah, I think throughout the whole program you see that we've had to speed it up because, quite frankly, they're not racing drivers.
They won't go around the circuit at those kind of speeds. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about some of the cars there. If there's an opportunity, you see some Porsches there. There's a little notice. There's lots of BMWs too. Lovely Z4 there.
The wonderful thing about this event is that you can actually enter in any vehicle, and obviously there's Louis' Ferrari, a couple of Porsches, and we had about 5 Lamborghinis in the event.
And of course that green car, you'll see a lot of that. That's the 1968 Chef Camaro of Greg Parton and Christophe Savage. As we get to the end of the first speed section, and probably not surprisingly at all, the Maserati Coupe of Zach van der Merwe and Sonja van der Merwe coming out on top there. Zach finishing 3rd on this event last year, ahead of Bux Carolyn and Charlene Clark, motoring journalists. And then off after Kyalami. Up to you then again, Ross.
Yeah, the event Cannonball Run was born 7 years ago, and it's a cryptic clue-based event, 3 days, 3 nights, and obviously we then include sporting events like the one you've just seen throughout the event, and just a wonderful camaraderie of people taking part for a good cause.
3-day event, still on day 1 now. After this, we off on the N4 basically towards Witbank and Middelburg.
This is Witbank now, and the table is in Witbank, and the racing fraternity in Witbank came out in full force and made this event happen for us. They closed off an area that they're developing and gave it to us for the morning, so it was great fun, and obviously you can see the guys having a blast.
Well, absolutely, with a little bit of a technical help from our producers. They go around these corners a little bit faster than, appear to go around a little bit faster than in reality. But that doesn't matter, it's all about fun. But it is also a chance for the guys with the powerful cars to stretch the legs a little bit and get a feel for what their cars can do under controlled circumstances.
Well, this is the thing. You've got an event that's a cryptic clue-based event, so you don't have the opportunity to go fast. You're supposed to stick to the speed limits, etc. So by doing these sporting events, gives the guys who've bought their fancy cars, the Ferraris, the Lambos, the Porsches, etc., can actually get an opportunity to open it up a bit.
Okay, so we've got the opportunity now. We'll mention some cars as they come around and stand out. The basic idea is to generate income and to generate funds for charity events.
For the Quadriplegic Association is the primary beneficiary of this event, but we, as you'll see throughout the day, throughout the event, we actually give away items like mattresses and computers to various charities through the communities that we travel.
Sean Rates and Michelle Rofton, is it, in that little Lotus Exige. This is the ideal car for this kind of speed test, because it's very light, it turns so beautifully, it turns so tightly also, and of course a Porsche 911. The car is ideal for this. So looking at generating funds for charities, what has been the reaction so far from people that you've approached?
You know, Hendrik, when we started this, we raised 10,000 Rand the very first year that we did the event. This year we raised over 320,000 Rands worth of money and products for the charities and the communities that we went through. So I think it's an event that grows and grows every year, and it's just a wonderful experience that the guys can get to enjoy their cars like this and then still give back to charity.
I find you are at the point where you're turning people away, both competitors on the event and sponsors maybe?
We're getting to the point where you have to book early, and there is a certain amount of cars that we can take, otherwise it just becomes logistically impossible. So get your entries in early.
Well, we don't have to talk about next year right now, but if you want to take part in next year's event, obviously now's the time to get involved again. Now, there we go. There is that.
That's Greg Parton in that Camaro.
Look at the size of those wheels, the profile of the tires. Unbelievable. 1968.
Yeah, Greg's been working on that car for a while now. He wanted to bring it on last year's event, but it wasn't quite ready yet.
It's not the kind of car you want to take out on a dirt road or something. Not with those low-profile tires.
Certainly not. Here's the Lloyd's TSB International entered Lamborghini with IE and Dolph, and that car's just, you know what my feelings on the Lamborghini.
Absolutely. Yeah, the beautiful car, fantastic car. Then we've got a Subaru as well. It's a four-wheel drive car, so maybe on an event like this, in the tight corners, they struggle a little bit. And I noticed a few buckies as well.
There are a few buckies. We always do tend to get 4 or 5 of them, but if I can go back to the Subaru idea, what happened was a few years ago is that Subaru got involved via the Quadriplegic Association, because, believe it or not, the Subarus are actually best suited for people in wheelchairs. The ride height and everything is perfect for them.
Just fantastic to hear the different engines, the sound of the engines. And
this is John. There's John Quadling here from Compute.
It's an E-Series, right?
Yeah, E55 AMG. Listen to that engine; it's awesome.
And here's another special entry as well.
This is Susan and Nick. They came out from England. They were out here on holiday and they decided to take part in the event. So very nice to have a bit of international flavour.
Very nice to be able to lay your hands on a borrowed 911 Turbo Cabriolet, I would imagine.
Borrowed? I don't think so. I think she actually has one here for herself.
Oh, I see. Is that how it works?
Very nice.
Okay.
Nice for some.
Yep, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Well, if you have it, why not? Why not enjoy it? Another beautiful cabriolet, the SLK Merc.